Good evening, Steelers, and welcome to tonight's live stream. Give me a shout if you're out there. Say hello. I was going to do a stream last night, but I ended up going to the pub instead to see a friend who was close by, so I did that instead. And so basically I thought, well, do it tonight instead before I go to the club tomorrow night. So I'm trying to get back into doing some live streaming, so that's what this is all about. As always, hit the like button, share it about on social media, you know, the usual thing. Evening, old school FRP. Let me know if you can. I'm sure you can hear me at this point. Evening, Nigel. Good to see you, and good to see you at the weekend as well. Don't forget, hit that like button. Tonight it looks like I've got a load of biscuits on the table. Well, what I've actually got here is these are bases for more jungle scenery. So this is I've already ordered some more palm trees, but they're going to take a while to come. But I wanted to get these. Evening, CC Audi, one of my channel members. Good to have you on board. I'm going to. So what I'm going to do is really I want to get these prepped before the rest of the stuff turns up. So that means getting these painted, then getting the herbs on them, the herbs and spices, the secret recipe. Sound is good stuff, and then just cleaned up and ready, and as soon as the trees turn, I can just get them done. So that's what I'm going to try to do tonight, is get these painted at least as much as I can. I've got this house as well that I'll probably do a little bit of work on, and that'll be about it for tonight. Evening, Shakos and Sprues, good to have you on board. As everybody, as always, as with everyone. I was just thinking about doing something then. Sorry, I didn't really sleep very well last night, so I'm pretty tired. So this might be a bit mad. Are they resin? No, they're not. What they are is 5mm mounting board. Let me find some for you. So it's this stuff, foam board with foam core. So these have got 5mm foam on it. And what I've done then is a cheap way of doing this, and I'll probably do some more of these, is I've got this stuff which is cork board, which is the stuff that you get on the back of on what's it called, on notepads and things. You can just buy this as A4 sheets, stuck them down, glued them on, and then I just carve around the side of the foam board, and then all I've done is added PVA glue and sand at this stage. And like I say, next thing I'm going to do is they're pretty solid as well. They're quite because I keep adding layers to it, it makes it much more solid than if I just got some textured paint or something. So, oh no, sorry, yeah, I carved the edges down, and then I've put polyfiller on it. So this stuff here, the quick drying interior filler. This is just cheap jack stuff. So I've got that, put that on top, and then I've added the sand, PVA and sand on top of that. As I say, each layer of that just makes them more and more hard wearing, and that's the idea. So now they're dried completely, and as I say, what I'm going to do next is they're just going to get brown paint. I'll give them a dry brush, and then I will add the oregano and parsley and the Italian herbs to the top of them as well, just to give them a bit of a jungle flavour. And then I'll add the trees to them at a later date when they turn them. So there's still a little bit of polyfiller on the bottom, so I'm just going to take that off first of all. That's the first thing. Okay, you can see that works. Yeah, it's nice and easy because I was using the what's it called, the 5mm mounting board. I was using that for putting them on CDs, so I had quite a lot of these bits and pieces of the mounting board still left over, so I didn't want to waste it. So I thought, well, I'll make some smaller ones. I was just going to put like smaller leaves and stuff on them, but then I thought, no, let's just get some more palm trees, because I can put small leaves everywhere, so I may as well use these as palm trees. It's an easy way if you want to do it just for normal trees as well. Obviously just paint it slightly different and just add normal trees instead of palm trees. It's an easy fix. Sorry for the noise, I'm just going to clean the crap off these. I should have done it before, but I've been ignoring them because I've been doing other stuff. So what's everybody else painting tonight? And who is out there as well? Say hello if you're out there. Did people watch the Plastic Crack podcast this week? I was on. That was good fun. Good to be part of it. Some light lumps on here. Really got to get it cleaned up. Sorry about the noise. Well, at least I'm not using the hairdryer. That's the main thing. God, now I'm covered in crap. I think these jeans are going to have to go in the wash. So who's out there? I can see there's 7 people watching at the moment. Not a huge number of you, but you're there all the same. Say hello. PCP was good, went by fast. Yeah, it did for me as well before I knew it. It was 10 o'clock. These things always do though when you're just talking rubbish for an hour or so, 2 hours. It was good fun. It just finished. I was just about finished another dozen First World War Germans. Good stuff. PCP was great. Yeah, it was. It was very good. I'm looking forward to CrackCon. That's in what? Let's say what? 8 weeks or something? 2 months? Should be fun. But of course, between then and now, there is also Partisan as well. That's on the horizon. Anybody watch the Hammerhead video? And if so, what did you think of it? Do you want more interviews, or do you want more games, or what kind of stuff do you want? Tell me and I'll put it on, or try my best to. Nigel's saying he's finished and varnished the bad Squiddo female Soviets you gifted at Christmas. Nice, just need basing. PCP was great. Are you going to be an alternate for the guys? Well, you'd have to ask them that. I'd happily join them if they want me to. I'd happily go back on anytime. It was good fun. I don't mind. But, you know, it's their podcast at the end of the day. 2 months to have them all done for CrackCon. Yeah, well, I think unfortunately, I think the trees are going to take quite a while because they're coming from China. So they're probably not going to be here for about a month. But when I'm putting the trees in, they're pretty much finished anyway. You've undercoated West Wind of Miniatures you picked up at Hammerhead. Yeah, good stuff. Getting working on them there. Hit that like button, folks, don't forget. Don't worry, it's going to get me more interesting in a bit when I've stopped cleaning the crap off these, which I should have done before. But here we are. We are where we are. Great to see I'm head. Yeah, you too. And a good video too. Could have done with more badges and burrows. Yes. I'm sorry about that. I did show it. It was on. But at the time, I think my camera wasn't focusing, so that's why it's only on there for a few seconds. So the Hammerhead video, didn't get a feeling for the event size and attendance. Okay. You'd prefer that, would you? Some establishing shots of the show itself. That's an easy thing to do. Evening, Steve. Busy with 3D printing First World War aircraft. Nice one. Good stuff. What scale, Steve? 1/300th or bigger? That's good. Good to hear. I've got 6 more there sitting on the desk, which I won't do tonight because I won't have a chance to, because the glue that's holding them to their bases needs to dry first. I think if anybody tunes in without knowing what this is, probably looks pretty dodgy. Me cleaning this stuff off underneath the desk. Just trying to keep the noise down for the viewers. So I'll clean that up. And last couple of them now. I won't say how long. I was thinking about what I might do at some point soon is revisit my jungle huts that I've got. I've got some of Sarissa's jungle huts, and the roofs on them are the basic ones, and they're not very good. So I've got some teddy bear fur, so I might actually, I might just do some like thatched roofs on them. I think just to give them a bit of oomph. I think they just need a bit of updating. What do peeps use as a wash for flesh? Presently using dark tone. Well, you know my answer. Agrax. And I highlight it afterwards. But I don't think you'll like that answer, will you, Nigel? That's what I do. In fact, that's what I did earlier on. I got some Flags of War figures for their new Kickstarter. If you have a look on my Twitter, I think I posted them in the Plastic Crack podcast Facebook page as well. They sent some review figures through for me. Oh, crafted 6mm, inspired by my videos. Excellent, good, great. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad I was inspirational. So, did you download the algae rules as well? Oh, I'm covered in crap. Right, let's just now that's that crap done. Can't blow all that away. So, because I'm using I'm doing a lot of these, covering a lot. I've got this stuff, Boldmere Artist Choice Acrylic Paints Burnt Umber. So this is what I'm using, a big old tub of it. Use it to undercoat most things. I think it's probably the same colour that that Pear uses in his shit brown paints. So just need a big old blob of this. Water it down a bit so it gets into all the nooks and crannies. Agrax is great, still need diluting. Well, I use it. I use it as it comes out, but each to their own, innit? If that's what works for you. Like everything. Ugh. I mean, look at that. I mean, what is that all about? To be perfectly honest. Now this unfortunately gets very messy. Started using Citadel Reclaim Flesh Wash over a light base. Algae rules downloaded. I need a hex mat now. Bloody expensive. Yeah, but you only need to buy it once. I know what you're saying, but then you can also play stuff like Bag the Hun with it as well. So, you know, it's got multiple uses, I guess. So think about it like that. That's what I would say. And what else we got here? A friend and I did a game of Chain of Command in 10mm scale, and it became very much stand and fire. Any tips for keeping the game moving? Any more sharp practice on the horizon? I haven't got any more sharp practice at the moment, but there will be some games coming. Left flesh shade agrax. Right, that's the problem with Chain of Command with a lot of players, is they do get bogged down in a firefight. What you need to do is use the tactics of the time, play the period, not the rules. What I mean by that is you need to set up a base of fire, so you use one of your sections to sit walkabout games evening, and basically sit in one position with heavy weapons, and then move the other two around on the flanks. But what you need to do is you need to be using your leaders as much as possible and combining the dice rolls. So instead of, if you roll a 1 and 2 2s, use a leader instead of just having two sections do something, which is either move or fire, which is not much, then you should combine it into a senior leader, and then get them to activate those 2 units basically for free. Plus, then he can activate another unit, and then he could also do something else. And if they're split up, he can use his 4th activation to move between them all. So instead of just being able to move, 2 units or 2 just fire with thing 2, you would then got the option of firing. The option of using your senior leader to move 3 of the sections, plus then you can leave one of the teams behind and also have that as a base of firing as the rest of the section moves off under the guidance of the senior leader. So it's things like that. And that's really what you need to know about chain of command. It's more about getting those leaders doing things than just using your normal squad or your section just to do one action, if that makes sense. Try it out. Be a bit, try to be as dynamic as you can with the leaders. Get them running about the table, doing stuff, ordering people. Imagine it like in a film where they're running across. In Band of Brothers, basically, where you've got Dick Winters basically running between the sections and telling them where to fire. Imagine it like that, basically. That's kind of what it comes down to. Obviously, it doesn't always work because it depends on what your dice. But the thing is with that is, then you're not dependent on the dice. The dice can be a little bit more wild because you can still then always combine them into a single leader rather than thinking like, I can only operate one section this turn. If I've got 2 sections, if I've got 2 twos, combine it into a leader, and then you can actually operate 3 sections and still get him to do something else. That would be my advice. Just try it out. Keep going at it, and you'll get it. It's a great game. But yeah, it's something that a lot of people say about Chain of Command. It just becomes a long-range firefight. Well, it does if you just let it become a long-range firefight. And use thingy as well. Tactical movement is the other thing as well. You don't, it automatically increases your cover by 1. What was saying? Rolling 2 3s and a single 4 really gave me a great activation shot. I could basically maximise everything. Yeah, exactly. So try to, when you're rolling 1s and 2s, combine them to make them into 3s and 4s. Don't just use them as 1s and 2s, because your commanders can do that, and other things as well. So yeah, that's what it's about. All about the leaders. It's about the leaders and the teams. Separate the teams off, the heavy weapons off, so that the infantry can move forward. Fix them, find them, fix them, finish them. That's what it's all about. The 3 Fs. What's that? Don't be afraid of shock and use an interrupt die. Yes, exactly. That's the other thing as well. Yes, if you need to move somewhere quickly, use the 3 dice and take the shock, because you can always clear it off with a junior leader anyway. If you need to get them quickly across the table somewhere else, 1 shock is nothing really. It's very useful. So these are starting to look like cookies now, aren't they? And yeah, Chain of Command dice, just use it when you've got it. Just absolutely lambast them with everything you've got. And the Chain of Command dice is great for keeping like an anti-tank team off table, and then just ambushing with them. Or I've also found using a flamethrower team and ambushing with them against infantry. They will absolutely murder them. It's terrible. It's almost cruel, because they just suddenly pop up at the side of a house, and then they get 12 attack dice, and then they disappear again. So you don't have to. And you also, evening, Richard, and you don't have to put everything on the table. You can leave things off, so you can wait until they get close to your jumping off points, and then jump on them. By which time they're quite stretched. So yeah, there's quite a lot you can do. Just try to be as dynamic as possible with it. Is the answer. it's hard to know without knowing how the game went and where the issues came in. But stick with it and you'll learn it, and once you've learnt it, you'll not look back. Such a good game. Could talk about it for hours, as you could tell if you were watching the Plastic Crack podcast. I didn't go into it thinking like that. Right, let's get these over on here so they're out of the way and drying. I'll try and get these. I don't know if I'll get them all finished tonight, so I'll give it a good go. I want to get them out of the way if I can. I'll say if I can get them semi done at least. It makes things a lot easier, doesn't it, for me? Quite a few of you are watching now, so say hello in the chat. Do say hello. What do you say when you play the BA? The more experienced guys are ruthless with flamethrowers and bazooka teams. Yeah, I can imagine. Bazookas are not so nasty in Chain of Command because they're meant to be, anti-tank rather than anti-infantry. But flamethrowers, in particular, if you just hold it back as a team and then just ambush with the Chain of Command dice, nasty times. Nobody likes it. I've got Tiny down here behind me, but she's camera shy tonight. Don't know what's up with her. She might come and join me. She's sitting staring at me. She's going to be in my next review video, which will be out this weekend, for the Flags of War stuff, the Barons, the Border Wars Kickstarter that they're doing. She's in that, so look out for a starring role. What are we painting tonight, Britannicus Games? A good question. What am I painting? I am painting the bases for jungle scenery. These are going to have palm trees stuck in them when the palm trees arrive. That's what I'm painting. It's not a particularly interesting thing, but I want to get as many of them done, and then I don't have to do them again, do I? The sidebars in the Chain of Command rules help highlight some of the unique rules that have to be used right. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it mentions the tactical thing. There's a bit in the tactical thing, a sidebar about the tactical, using tactical movement, and just getting that extra layer of cover. You might move slowly, but you're less chance of getting shot up, because if you get caught in the open, it is murder. So that's an important thing to remember. Read those and read them specifically. Stuff's horrible stuff, this paint. But we're getting there, folks. That's the number one thing. I was thinking about inviting some of the Plastic Crack chaps onto these live streams to have a chat with them, to repay the honour of being on theirs. Just have a chat to them about their hobby stuff, really. I think that might be a good idea. Just individuals, rather than the whole group. Just do one or two at a time, kind of thing. I know Ken has got them. I don't really use this as a podcast though, but I think it's, as some of you know, I've had guests on here in the past, like Ivan from Nordic Weasel and things, and Travis. It's setting up though, isn't it? It's always setting up, and that's a difficult thing. Time is always against us. Well, a great time. 1 second. Let me just sort these out. Covered the entire area that I can reach to. So I just have to move those. What we're saying, you finish up another unit of French 7 Years War infantry on deck a unit of Chivalgulers. I don't even know what they are. Was I hammerhead to the end? Did it thin out in the afternoon? We left, me and my pal Mark, we left about, I think it was about 3 o'clock, Nigel. And yes, it was very much thinned out by that time. It was most people had made their purchases and they'd buggered off, or they were in the process of buggering off. But there was still quite a few games going on. Strength and Honour was still being played. They were still playing What a Cowboy and stuff. So, you know, there was a last few, but it certainly wound down, and some of them were even packing up by that point as well. That big, very British Civil War game, one with the canal. They'd pretty much packed that away. They'd almost packed it away by the time I got round to filming it. They were pretty much finished up with it, and they were starting to pack away. I managed just to get the last little scenes of it, really, luckily, because I didn't get started filming until after I met up with you, Nigel, at lunch. It took me 2 hours to get there. Was the bring by any good? I don't know. I didn't really look, to be honest. I'm never that fussed. There's never that much I want from those things. I don't really go. I don't really check them out. I had a quick shufty. There was a couple of things, but it was rammed. It was rammed when I went to it. But there was nothing that caught my eye. All I bought was a pack of paint brushes and a tub of paint. Oh, and some decals. And that was it. The only things I got. And I'd pretty much bought I only bought the paint brushes by accident, because I saw ABC or ADC paints at the very last minute, right in the back corner of the second hall. So I wouldn't if I'd not even seen them, I wouldn't even come away those paintbrushes. I'll spend like 25 quid, I think. It was huge. British War, Civil War. Would have been nice if there was a smaller one to join, as it's quite a fun idea. I bought a load of books for £1 each. Good stuff. Can't go too wrong with that. Yeah, I don't know if it was a participation or a demo game, really. But yes, it was quite big. I mean, I don't really play participation games when I go to shows anyway, because I'm usually filming it. But yeah, it's good. It's always good to get people involved with stuff, I think. You nearly went to sell some of your junk, but they only had tables from 3:30 onwards. Why did you have to book time? Did you? Was that the thing? So I was going to say, it was going from the start. ABC brushes, sable brushes, very reasonable price. There you are. That's ones. Yeah, 15 quid for 25 brushes. Cannot complain at that. Even if they're crap, they will do me for a long time. Because I buy mine from Range for about £3 each. So to get 25 for 15 quid, what's that, about 75 pence each? Something like that. Even if they just end up as dry brushing brushes, that's, still great. We're getting there. We are getting there. That's a good thing about these streams, is at least I get stuff done. I get stuff done that's quite boring, because I don't have to think about it. I'm not like doing details, so I can't, trying not to breathe. With this, I'm just slopping painting out. Online booking, yeah. I suppose I should take some stuff across, really, at some of these things, and sell some of my things that I'm never going to use again. I've probably got a load of terrain that I could offload, and it's easier than doing it through eBay or any of the other ways. You did it a few years ago and made a killing. Yeah, I can imagine, because you've got a vested an audience, haven't you, straight away. I might have a look at the next one, maybe at Partisan, perhaps. Just take a load of stuff down, because I've got quite a bit of modelling for Advantage. Evening, good to have you on board. Shaken's Brood, ended up with a huge World War I trench. You need to try it and work out how to fit it into a game without it being one-sided at CrackCon. Well, that is all down to the training pamphlet SS143. That's how it doesn't become one-sided. You split your platoon up. Defo better than eBay. Yes. I'm currently trying to sell a thingy, an Iron Age Village, 15mm Iron Age Village. I got it from Hovels. It was £56 basically as the as the kit, but I painted it and put it together and stuff, so it's ready to go. But I put it on Twitter, but nobody was interested. So yeah, I might take it down to Partisan or something, because as you say there, you don't have to post it out for starters, and something like that, it might be quite delicate as well. So yeah, good stuff. Any good shows coming up? Yes, there is Partisan on the 22nd of May, I believe. That's the next one, which is at the same place as Hammerhead. It's a different group of people, so it'll be different games and things. And that one's coming up. A premium price for a Storm of Steel original. I don't know. I think it'll probably take some money off it, to be honest. I'll best not tell anyone. But yeah, I'm sure I've got a load of other terrain that I built as well when I was a kid, which I'm currently trying to get rid of. You can drop on selling stuff on eBay. Other times it's a pain. Yeah, it comes and goes. I find. What I find is when I've tried to sell painted figures and things, nobody wants to pay for them. You have to keep dropping the price until they're basically you don't end up paying them to take them, but they go for about the same price as it is when it's brand new. Do Partisan do a bring a buy? I'm not sure actually, Nigel. I've not thought about it. I'll have to check. I'll see if they do. I know Vapnatak used to. They did a tabletop sale thing. They haven't done for the last couple because of COVID, obviously, because of the restrictions and things. But I guess next year's Vapnatak at least will probably do it. I mean, no rush to get rid of this stuff, but it'd be nice to get rid of it to free up some space for the new things that I've got. One moment, that'll be my wife texting me, because of course, as we all know, it can't be a live stream without a text from the missus. Oh no, it's not. It's Tim, my opponent for tomorrow. I'll answer that in a bit. No, I'm going to answer it now. This is Tim from Napoleonic Wargaming. We're playing Chain of Command tomorrow. He's just asking what to bring. So that's looking forward to doing. Playing that. Unfortunately, that's where you earn your living, Britannicus Games. Well, the difference is, I mean, if you're a commission painter and you're an owned commission painter, and people are going to keep coming back to you, aren't they? And also word of mouth. If you're just somebody like me, somebody random selling stuff on eBay, then people aren't interested in paying anything for it, despite the fact, you still put the same amount of hours into it as somebody else has. And of course, obviously my stuff is probably not as good as a commission painter could get it, but you'd still think somebody to buy an army that is completely painted and ready to go, you would think that it would be a bit of money. So I don't know. I've always struggled with selling things on eBay, really, a little bit. Even stuff like Warlord and stuff. I've bought stuff in from Warlord on my trader account and tried to sell that on eBay, and even then, it barely shifts. It sits there for years sometimes, and you just have to really knock down the price before anybody will pick it up. I just don't get it. Space is always a premium, yeah, especially for scenery, indeed. Absolutely agree with that. But that's where really useful boxes come in. They're very good for storage because they don't take up a great footprint, and you can put in different levels in them so you can get more stuff in. At least that's what I do, or try to anyway. You get some silly stuff on there. Yes, you do. Single Victrix Minutes going for 70 quid. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Ain't nobody paying for that, no matter how well painted it is. But, you know, God loves a trier. You know what they say. Just to reply to Tim. I was on one of his videos. He was recording a video last week for an Austrian versus Bavarian game, I think, for what's it called, Black Powder, and he was filming that down at the club. We'll see if I end up on his after action report. Guest appearance. But I told him tomorrow if he wants to record the game, then he's more than welcome to. It'll be something he can stick on his channel. Which boxing match you need to pop down to the club someday? You certainly do. If you're in Sheffield, get yourself down Thursday nights. Let me know and I'll play a game with you, so at least you've got a game to go to. Boxes, really useful boxes, Nigel. They're called really useful boxes. They're based in Wakefield. RUB. Just do a Google search for really useful box. You'll find them. They're a bit more expensive than Pound Stretcher, but they are worth every penny. The 9-litre boxes are great because Warbases also do. Warbases, Sally Forth, and Commission Figurines do trays for them. MDF trays, so you can get loads of figures in and make them into different levels. They were selling for that. Blimey. Wow. Interesting, my comment dropped and it retyped what I'd written. Very strange. Must be a ghost. They were selling for 70 quid. Blimey, that's a... Obviously, I just don't know how people do it. But yeah, pro painted, I guess. That's the thing. I'm definitely not a pro painter, so that's probably part of the problem, as far as I'm concerned. I'm nearly through these. I don't know if it's worthwhile me going back and just filling in the bits where I've been holding them and getting them all done tonight, and then once they're done, the biggest job on this is going to be doing the what you call it, the herbs, because you've got to stick them back down as well. You've got to cover them in wet PVA, so that's going to take ages, and it's going to take ages to dry as well. Oh, 70 quid would be 120 Victrix minis, yeah, not one. Bloody hell. Obviously, somebody with a lot of money and no time. Money rich, time poor, perhaps. Who's got 70? 70 quid or 70 figures? Viking and Saxon minis. Okay. Obviously Saga players, aren't there? But those Victrix figures are very nice. They are really nice figures. I can see there's 15 people watching. Say hello, everybody. Drop a comment in the chat if you're watching, and if you're enjoying, or if you're not enjoying it, don't say anything. And also, don't forget, hit that like button. 15 viewers and only 8 likes. hit it up. Too much money to spend. They were good, but not 70 quid good. That's fair enough. Well, things like that are, I suppose it's worth whatever anyone is willing to pay for them, isn't it? At the end of the day. Hello from Germany. Hello from Britain. Good to have you on board. Karl Heinz. Evening, Reg. Good to have you on board. There's always some lurkers. There's always people who are pretty quiet in the background. Make yourselves known. Step forward. It's always good to know who's out there and what you're painting as well. If you're painting, or what are you doing? Just I say this kind of job is just really boring. Because it's just long and dull. What are we saying? Switching from 28 to 15 simply due to storage. Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons I do 15mm is simply because of storage. And pretty much every game you can play is in 15mm anyway. It's easy. I wouldn't dare game with them if I paid that much. No, I think I'd probably put them in a safe deposit somewhere in Switzerland, I think. Worth more than gold. Grumble. Hello, Grumbling Gronyard. Nice. Reg is in the USA. Good stuff. Whereabouts in the USA, Reg? What we got? Time is money, I suppose. As a tight Yorkshireman, I'd change a lock myself. Others will pay somebody to do it. Applies to everything, really. Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, so if you've got time, or if you've got the money to burn, and you want an army that is well painted, then you're going to pay for it, aren't you? Personally, I wouldn't, but there are obviously people out there. You like the brown I'm using? It's burnt umber. It's just it's a crappy acrylic that you can get in places like the Works and stuff. I am watering it down. That's why it's giving good coverage. Because I've got sand on these, so I wanted to get in between all the sand nodules and things. So that's why it's giving good coverage. Just because I've made it less like this. Where are we going? What are we saying? Have you sold your 28mm then? I gave up painting 5 or 6 years, I'd tell it, after gaming painting for 45 years. Last week I broke out the old brushes and paints again, God help me. Stuck in Texas for the time. Good stuff. If you're enjoying it, do it. That's what it's all about. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it. Trying to as soon as you can. You're outside of Philadelphia. Cool. At the moment, I'm doing a little break out from 28 to 72nd scale of Prussian Line Infantry and the 9th Hussars. But looking forward back to you coming to 28mm. 72nd, your eyes are too old for. The 172nd are too big for me. I do 15mm. They're like giants. I painted some 28mm figures over the last couple of days. The Flags of War ones. And God, it's like, God, I don't know how people do it, to be honest. Army's full of them anyway. Is a paint from the Works? Yes, it is. Or any of those other kind of places like the Range or anywhere like that. Any of the cheap shops, you'll find it. It's everywhere. You can just, I mean, there's probably like, this is definitely for the Works because it says £3 each. The Works, 2 for £5. That's where I will have got it from originally, but you'll get it anywhere in any of those cheap jack shops, because there's probably only like 2 factories in the UK that actually make paint. So all your Citadel paints and all your Vallejo paints and everything that's made in the UK and this crap will all be coming from the same places. But when you're doing scenery, I don't want to be using my Vallejo paints because they're expensive. I want to be using big old crap lumps of paint like this that don't matter so much. So that's why I've got this stuff as well. It's kind of like a khaki colour, fawn. It's Americana. I use that, and I've got some brick red as well from Deco Art, brick red, because I'll be painting a lot of bricks soon. About to start on 60 chariots for Avalon Hill's Old Gale and 10mm Circus Maximus and through odd 28mm sci-fi figures. Good stuff. Avalon Hill, that's proper old school. Nothing wrong with that. I used to have some great games by Avalon Hill back in the day. Oh, my back. Right, I've got one, two, three, four of these left to do. Uni 70s Star 2020 Vision. I've never had 2020 Vision. I'm in my 40s and I've never had it. Very jealous of people who do. One thing I hate is wearing glasses. I hate waking up in the morning and not being able to see anything, so I put them on. Should get laser eye surgery. Deco Brick Red is a standard horse colour for me. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's worthwhile knowing. This is not brick red actually. Sorry, it's heritage brick, so it's kind of like a reddish brown rather than a brick brown, I suppose. I don't know why it's heritage brick. I suppose older bricks are. Evening. How do you even pronounce that? Having a backer. Good to have you on board. Like the rest of yous. What time is it now? 1:15. Glasses are not great for rugby either, no, or for swimming. Any sports pretty much, really. Which is my excuse as to why I don't exercise. Any excuse, basically. Post-medieval brick. Indeed. Everyone loves a bit of post-medieval these days. It's the latest thing. Rugby. Yeah, I don't think it means the city either. Yeah, this would have probably used up an entire pot of what's it called, Vallejo paint, I think, doing all these. There's just tons of them. But I've still got some more of this foam core stuff, so I was thinking I'll probably will make some more of these at some point in the future, but because I'd like to actually get the entire table junglified, so instead of having to use other trees to fill it up, I want to do more jungly kind of terrain, so it's less of a mix and more of a single look. That's my plan. Whether it happens or not is a different matter, isn't it? I've already got 2 boxes full of jungle terrain, so this is certainly going to add to that anyway. But this will just fit in there because these are nice and light, so they won't hurt. Down there, out of the way. What else are we doing? I don't know where Tiny's got to. Are they the last of the First World War planes to do? No, far from it. Far from it. Let's have a look. Let me have a quick break. I'll take you through what I've got. So, on the desk here, I've got these Rumpler C1s. I only glued these down earlier on, so that's why I'm not painting them, because the PVA is still drying. I've got Habstout D2s. Then I've got some Habstout CL2s. So there's those there. There's 4 of those. I've also got some DH5s, 4 of those. I have, what we've got here, we've got some Albatross C5s there, 2 of those. We have some Roland D2s, and there's 4 of those. Then I've got some Aviatic C1s, some more of those. Then we've got BE2Es. There's 2 of those. Then I've got RE8s. I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Then I've got the Zeppelin Strachan, that big boy. That's going to get painted at some point though, that'll be a right laugh. And then Jim has also thrown in this Blériot 09 as well, pre-war aircraft that jumped the channel in, I think it was 1908, I think, with a little Blériot monoplane. Which he designed and then specifically printed out, so I'm going to paint that up as well, so that's fantastic. So yeah, so I've still got quite a few to go. It'll probably take me about another month because I'm doing them as I do other things, so they kind of, I do them a little bit while I've done other stuff. So what you're saying, for ground paint I get sample colour from the paint shop. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it, nice and cheap. More planes. I reckon I have nearly recreated the entire Air Forces 1-to-1. It'll feel like it. I have all the planes. I think I've got pretty much at least one of pretty much every plane that flew in the First World War at this point. Nothing else. But yes, I'm very, very, very grateful to Jim for doing it for me. Because it is just, it's, you know, buying them in metal, you can't even get half of those aircraft in metal, and I don't even think you can get them as STL files either, because he made a lot of them himself. So it's a really good little collection. Ian Fuller mentioned taking it to the Joy of 6 one time. I think I'm a bit too late this year to apply for it, but I thought, yeah, that's a good idea actually. Never really thought about doing aircraft combat at a show. What type table ties? 4x6. They won't all be on the table at once, obviously, but it just gives me a load of choice. So every time I go down to the club with them, we can play lots of we can play lots of different games. Has Jim created all the files, or has he got them from somewhere? He got some of them from, if you look at my algae video, I'll put some links up to some collections of First World War aircraft STL files that are on, I can't remember where they're how, it's not Shapeways, it's somewhere else, one of the other STL file sharing places. And I think he took some of those and then kind of reworked them, but some he's just made himself because they just don't exist. He hasn't shared them because he just wants to, you know, he doesn't want them to fall into bad people's hands who then sell them on as their own. But if you join the Lardy Discord, the Too Fat Lardy, the virtual Lard Discord, he's on there and he does share files as well on there, so you might be able to go and chat him up if you've got a printer. But don't tell him I sent you. At which point do you pass recreating the respective Air Forces 1-to-1? Well, they did manufacture thousands of aircraft, and well past the original Royal Flying Corps, which I think had something like 32 aircraft in it in 1914, in August of 1914. The first aviation casualty in the war was a Japanese observer who were killed. I think either as they were taking off or as they were landing in France, like on 4th of August 1914. You love the Wings of Glory, but you think the printed stuff is a lot better scale. Yeah, I agree. I love the Wings of Glory stuff, and I've got pretty much every plane that they ever created for it. But 1/300th just seems to work very well. And also you can obviously get a lot more planes on the table as well. And I think Algae is a way better game than Wings of Glory. Wings of Glory is good fun, but it's a bit basic. The thing I don't like so much about it is that it feels like the planes have got hit points, and then you know, once you get rid of all their hit points, they get shot down. It's, you know, that's not really how planes work, is it? They don't keep flying with just one hit point left. So the thing with Algae is the difference is you get, you know, in inverted commas, realistic damage that you would get on an aeroplane. And even if you only do one, you know, a little bit of damage, there's a chance of still killing, having a kill and stuff. Yeah, 32. John French refused to waiting on the broadside by his printer. Good stuff. John French refused to believe their recall. Yes. Well, that's John French for you all over, isn't it? Wrong man at the wrong place. Haig, on the other hand, was very much a big fan of the aircraft early on, despite the myths. He was very much a big champion of it, like all technology throughout the First World War. Tanks and things. Do I have a link? I currently don't, because I don't have authority to invite people, because it's run by Jeremy. So if you head on over to Twitter, if you've got a Twitter account, find Jeremy Short and ask him if he'll add you to it. He's one of the lardy guys. I follow him, and he follows me on Twitter. So if you go and go and have a look at my followers and just find Jeremy. I think his name is just Jeremy or something. Jeremy and a bunch of numbers. But if you ask him, I'm sure he'll give you the link. I don't have it because, like I say, I don't have permission to invite people, I don't think. Wings is a good pub game. Yes, absolutely. Apart from the random explosion of the cards. Well, I like that, because that's like the pilot getting killed, or you know, or the plane exploding or falling to bits or something. I mean, that happens quite a lot in Algae if you cause enough damage from your hits. You know, or you might just actually hit the pilot and kill them outright. As happened in the game that we played down at the club the other week. The first game we played at the club, one of the lads. Literally, the first round of combat, his pilot got shot through the head and he went straight down. Okay. Oops. It's alright, he had two others, but even so, it was a bit of a disappointment for him. Right, well look, I've got to a point here where these are now drying. And I don't want to get crap all over my hands. Lost Twitter. Will it be on their website? No, it's because it's separate to the Two Fat Lardies. It was Virtual Lard that was set up by him. Yeah, you ought to join the Twitter. Wargaming Twitter is very friendly, isn't it, Nigel? If you go on there and if you follow my Storm of Steel, you'll have to come to the club and play with my planes. Absolutely, you're more than welcome to. But if you follow me and follow the people I follow and follow the people that follow me, you'll find a lot of really nice wargamers. We've carved a nice little spot out of Twitter in the corner of it. So yeah, it's good. Right, I am going to leave it to that because that's been an hour. These I'm going to leave them to dry overnight. Have I played the World War II? Yes, have a look on my channel. I've got. I just put up a Bag the Hun video just a little while ago. Oh no, World War II Wings of Glory. Sorry, no, I haven't. Simply because I'm more interested in the First World War stuff than the Second World War, so that's why I never got into the Second World War Wings of Glory. But because I couldn't get a hold of Algae, that's why I tried. I got hold of Bag the Hun instead. So yes, I've not done the Second World War. Got a load of the Battle of Britain stuff, but never played it. It's like 2 moves, not 3. Oh, okay, so it's slightly different then. Right, and 2 types of movement. Okay, folks, I'm going to wrap up there. I think, as I say, it's 8:30. I'll leave you to it. I've had a good hour of getting these things done. I'll finish these off tomorrow, I think. And yeah, you will see me at parties, and Nigel. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hit that like button if you haven't. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. And I shall see you all in the next live stream, which I would assume will probably be sometime next week. But I don't have a date for it yet. but it will be when it is, and when it is when it is, and I shall see you then.